Hello, I'm John Cole. I work at the Library of Congress and have for more than 40 years, and I'm not retiring. I'm the founding director, in fact, of the Center for the Book in the Library of Congress, which promotes books and reading. I'm also a historian of the Library of Congress, so I know lots of inside stories and lots of historical tidbits, one of which I'd like to share with you today. An advantage of working at the Library of Congress is that you come into contact with distinguished Americans of many generations. Next month at the Library of Congress, we're opening our bicentennial exhibit honoring Abraham Lincoln. We also, of course, are the home of the Lincoln Papers and have unsurpassed Lincoln collections. We have just published a book, In Lincoln's Hand, which brings original Lincoln manuscripts from our collections together with commentaries from distinguished Americans. This is really the exhibit catalog for the Lincoln exhibit that opens next month. My personal story relating to Lincoln's materials has to do with the fact that the Library of Congress has the contents of Lincoln's pockets the night he was killed. And part of the story is that we didn't really know we had them. At least they sort of got lost for almost 3 decades. They came to the library as part of the Lincoln Papers in 1937. Daniel Boorstin, who was the Librarian of Congress who created the Center for the Book, in 1975, as the new librarian, walked into his stand-up closet in the librarian's office, and here was a package that said, "Not only to be opened by the Librarian of Congress." Pulled it apart, next layer, contents of Lincoln's pockets the night he was assassinated. Sure. Turns out they were. And it included a billfold which had newspaper clippings that in fact were about Lincoln himself. It included a pair of spectacles, it included a watch fob, and it included other items that related to Lincoln and his everyday life. That little set of materials went on display at the Library of Congress. Dr. Boorstin suddenly had a big press conference, and we sort of didn't talk about the fact that it sat for 3 decades in the librarian's office and celebrated Lincoln in our own way with our Librarian of Congress. I'm John Cole. Join me again at redroom.com for another continuation of our talk about the Library of Congress.